Good evening. I'm Hedy Schleifer, and I'm really, really delighted to be here tonight with all of you. I'm going to tell you 3 stories that will create the magic of connection here tonight. And the first one is a story of miracles. Standing here with all of you, for me, is a miracle. I was born in a refugee camp in Switzerland. My parents miraculously, through my mother's effort, escaped a concentration camp. They walked through the Alps. They got to Switzerland when the border was closed. My mother threw herself through the border, got in, was hurt, lost my father somewhere. And they found each other a week before I was born. And the day that I was born, Paris was liberated. And the world turned a corner. And my parents knew there is a new chance. Miracles. My necklace. You've seen it. I'm taking it off. Another miracle that I just want to share, it's something else. Okay. Is that going to be better? Okay. Shall we try some more, and then if it doesn't, okay. It's interesting that all this happened as I was going to tell you now about the miracle of my amazing father-in-law, who died February 15th at the age of 106. He was married for 72 years. And he was really married. He honored and respected his wife. They had lost 4 children. My husband was the last one who's alive. 2 during the war. And this man just kept loving and respecting and honoring this woman who had become so bitter. And he embraced her and then grieved her profoundly when she died, and then started a new life at age 96. When he was 100, we made a video and we invited a friend to come and interview him. And when she came, she knew he was 100 years old. She came close and she took his hands and she said, "Your hands are warm." And he said to her, "I'm still alive." And she said to him, "David, you are a miracle." And you know what? I was really thinking about that. Each person sitting here is a miracle. It is exceptional to think that we've gotten here tonight. We're gathered. And I would like to start by establishing that fact. I would like for you to find 4 people around you. Say their name. Look deep into their eyes and say, "You are a miracle." Go! We're great. So having established this fact, I would like to suggest that we take miracle, you are a miracle, as a theme for the conference. And I'd like to show you how it works. Can I have 2 quick volunteers to step up here, 2 people who have never met before? Just come on up here. I want to show you how we're going to create. I see somebody getting up very courageously. Please, let's give that person a hand. We've got somebody else. Yes. Come on up. I suggest, hello, you are?
Ty.
Ty, and you are? Heather. Hello, Ty and Heather. Now, what I would like to suggest is, as you walk around the conference, what you will do, if you choose to, is to do something I'm going to ask Ty and Heather to do. You see someone you've never met. You look at their name, you look in their eyes, and you say their name and say, you are a miracle. Try it.
You are a miracle.
You are a miracle.
Now that was wonderful. That was wonderful. We're just going to up the ante a little bit, because when you meet a miracle, you really are in awe. I'm in awe of everything I've heard tonight. I mean, everything I've seen and heard, the images. Now you know that the 2 people here are absolutely exceptionally amazing. So Ty, when you see her, you go, Heather, you are, yeah, you got it.
Heather, you are a miracle.
Hi, you are a miracle.
Yeah. Well done. So how is that for you guys to just say the truth?
Energizing.
Energizing. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Ty. I recommend that at this conference, this is how you get to know people. Look at them, say their name, and then get completely out of your comfort zone. Jump, say their name, and say, you are. Ty did it very well. A miracle. Or Heather, that's sort of deeper on the inside, soulful, a miracle. Let's see what happens when, for 3 days, people tell the truth in that way. The second story that I'd like to talk about is the story of thank you. Because you know, I wouldn't be here had people not helped my parents. Everywhere, somebody gave a glass of water, a cup of milk, a roof, a hiding place, something to put on to be warm. Wherever they went on their escape, people lend a hand. And I will never be able to say thank you. So I tell the stories to say thank you. And we're going to do something with thank you. I'll tell you one story. My parents were hidden in Nice, France. And as occupying forces were coming in there, they knew they had to leave because they would be rounded up, which they were later, but they were still trying to run. My mother had a wonderful idea. She said, I'm going to open up a phone book. They were in hiding in a cellar. I'm going to put my finger on the name of a doctor. I will go to see that doctor, and I will ask for an ambulance, a driver, nurses' uniforms, and so have that driver take us to the next city. She got out of hiding. She walked. She sat proudly in the streets where that atmosphere of what was to come was already there. And she went to see this doctor, and she explained what she wanted. And he was a very kind man. He listened, and he said, you know, I've signed an oath I cannot lie about a patient. Your husband isn't ill. She wanted him to write that my father was ill, and that ambulance needed to take her and the other Jews that were hidden with them to the next city. He says, I can't do it. I've signed an oath. And instead of putting her terror, her hopelessness on his lap, she put an idea on his lap. She said, you're right. My husband is not ill. Humanity is ill. And if you do not sign this certificate, then 7 people that I know and love will die of the illness of humanity. He thought about it. He was taking an enormous risk. But he signed, and with that ambulance and the nurse's uniform, my parents got to the next city. After the war, my mother wrote him a Christmas card. She said, I'm alive. My husband is alive. We have a child. Thank you for our life. And he wrote back, and he said, thank you for my bigger life. Because after that, he kept taking the kind of risks that give life to others. Because he understood that it was actually of a higher choice to be willing to risk your own life to save the one of another.